In October 2023, the world watched in shock as the Israel-Hamas conflict erupted into one of the most intense confrontations in recent history. It all began with a surprise attack by Hamas, launching thousands of rockets into Israel, catching the nation off guard. The sound of sirens filled the air, and within moments, lives were changed forever. Calls for peace. But amidst the chaos, stories of heroism emerged. Ordinary citizens became extraordinary, risking their lives to save others, showcasing Turkey and Syria, shaking the ground with a magnitude of 7.8. In mere moments, entire cities crumbled and lives were forever changed. The tremors were felt as far away as Cairo, but the epicenter was a nightmare for those in the affected areas. As the dust settled, the scale of destruction became horrifyingly clear. Thousands were trapped under the rubble, and rescue teams raced against time to save lives. The cries for help echoed through the streets, a haunting reminder of the fragility of life. In the days that followed, aftershocks continued to rattle the region, complicating rescue efforts and leaving survivors in a state of constant fear. In the midst of this tragedy, stories of heroism emerged. Neighbors banded together, digging through debris with their bare hands, while volunteers from around the world rushed to provide aid. The resilience of the human spirit shone brightly, even in the darkest of times. Communities united, sharing food, shelter, and hope amidst the chaos. But the aftermath was grim. Thousands lost their lives, and countless families were left homeless. The international community responded with an outpouring of support, sending supplies and aid to help rebuild shattered lives. Yet, the road to recovery would be long and arduous, as survivors grappled with loss and the haunting memories of that fateful day. This earthquake was not just a natural disaster, it was a stark reminder of our vulnerability. It challenged us to reflect on the importance of preparedness and the strength found in unity. Media played a crucial role with hashtags trending worldwide, drawing attention to their plight. The youth, armed with smartphones and determination, shared their stories, revealing the harsh realities of life in Nepal. Their demands were clear: jobs, education, and a government that listened. As the protests grew, so did the government's response. Tensions escalated, leading to clashes between demonstrators and security forces. Images of young activists standing their ground against tear gas and water cannons flooded the internet, igniting global solidarity. The world watched as these brave individuals stood up for their rights, embodying the spirit of resilience. But amidst the chaos, a powerful message emerged. The youth of Nepal were not just fighting for themselves, but for future generations. Their courage inspired others across the globe, proving that when young voices unite, they can challenge the status quo and demand a better tomorrow. The protests in Nepal became a symbol of hope, igniting a spark that could not be extinguished. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea, are in crisis. These vibrant ecosystems, home to countless marine species, are disappearing at an alarming rate. But what's causing this underwater catastrophe? Rising ocean temperatures driven by climate change are the primary culprit. As the water heats up, corals expel the colorful algae that live in their tissues, leading to a phenomenon known as coral bleaching. Without these algae, corals lose their color and, more importantly, their primary source of food. The result? A once thriving reef turns into a ghostly graveyard. But it's not just the heat. Pollution, overfishing, and destructive fishing practices are wreaking havoc on these delicate ecosystems. Plastics and chemicals suffocate marine life, while unsustainable fishing depletes fish populations that are crucial for reef health. The ocean, once a symphony of life, is growing eerily silent. The implications are dire. Coral reefs support about 25% of all marine species and provide livelihoods for millions of people. Their decline threatens food security, tourism, and coastal protection. If we don't act now, we risk losing not just the reefs, but the entire oceanic ecosystem. So what can be done? Conservation efforts are underway, from establishing marine protected areas to restoring damaged reefs. Every small action counts, whether it's reducing plastic use or supporting sustainable seafood. The fate of our oceans hangs in the balance, and it's up to us to turn the tide. The Earth just recorded its hottest temperatures in human history, and the implications are staggering. Imagine a world where heat waves become the norm, where cities sizzle under relentless sun, and ecosystems struggle to survive. This isn't a scene from a dystopian movie, it's our reality. In July 2023, temperatures soared past 120 degrees Fahrenheit in parts of the Middle East, while Europe faced unprecedented heat waves, shattering records. Scientists warn that this extreme heat isn't just a fluke. It's a direct result of climate change, driven by human activity. The planet is sending us a clear message: we need to act now. But what does this mean for us? Crops are wilting, water supplies are dwindling, and wildlife is being pushed to the brink. Communities are facing health crises as heat-related illnesses surge. The most vulnerable among us are hit the hardest, raising urgent questions about equity and survival. Yet, amidst this alarming reality, there's a glimmer of hope. Innovations in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and conservation efforts are gaining momentum. People around the globe are rallying for change, demanding action from leaders and corporations alike. The hottest temperatures in history are a wake-up call. It's a chance for humanity to unite, innovate, and create a sustainable future. The question is, will we rise to the challenge before it's too late? Imagine waking up one day with a strange itch, only to discover it's not just a rash. It's a deadly fungal infection that's been silently invading your body. This isn't a horror movie plot, it's a real-life threat that's been on the rise. Meet Candida auris, a fungus that's resistant to most antifungal treatments. It can enter your bloodstream, causing severe infections that can lead to organ failure. What makes it even scarier? It can survive on surfaces for weeks, making it a nightmare in hospitals and nursing homes. But how does it spread? It often targets those with weakened immune systems, like patients undergoing surgery or those with chronic illnesses. Once it takes hold, it can be nearly impossible to eradicate. The symptoms can be vague at first: fever, chills, and fatigue, making it easy to overlook until it's too late. In recent years, outbreaks have been reported across the globe, with health officials scrambling to contain it. Hospitals are now on high alert, implementing strict hygiene protocols to prevent its spread. But the question remains, how do we stop this invisible enemy? As researchers race against time to find effective treatments, awareness is key. Understanding the risks and symptoms could save lives. So the next time you feel unwell, remember, it might not just be a simple infection. It could be something far more sinister lurking beneath the surface. Stay informed, stay safe. In the heart of Sudan, a tragedy unfolded that shook the world. A hospital, a sanctuary for the sick and wounded, became the target of a devastating airstrike during the ongoing civil war. This wasn't just a building, it was a lifeline for countless families, a place where hope battled despair. As the sun rose that fateful day, the sounds of sirens filled the air. Patients, doctors, and nurses were going about their routines, unaware of the impending doom. Suddenly, the ground shook and chaos erupted. The blast shattered windows and sent debris flying, leaving behind a scene of utter devastation. Lives were changed in an instant. In the aftermath, the world watched in horror as rescue teams rushed to the scene. Amidst the rubble, stories of bravery emerged. Medical staff worked tirelessly, risking their own lives to save others. Survivors recounted the harrowing moments, their voices trembling with fear and disbelief. This was not just a statistic. These were real people, each with a story, each with dreams now shattered. As international outrage grew, calls for accountability echoed across the globe. How could a place meant for healing become a target? The attack sparked a renewed conversation about the protection of civilians in conflict zones, highlighting the urgent need for humanitarian aid and intervention. In the end, this tragedy served as a stark reminder of the horrors of war. It urged the world to reflect on the sanctity of life and the importance of safeguarding those who are most vulnerable. The hospital may have been destroyed, but the spirit of resilience and hope remains unbroken, a testament to the human will to survive against all odds. Europe is in the grip of a record-breaking heatwave, and the consequences are staggering. Temperatures are soaring past 40 degrees Celsius in several countries, shattering long-standing records. Streets are empty, and the usual hustle and bustle of city life has come to a standstill as people of the climate crisis unfolding before our eyes. As the heat continues to rise, scientists